So first I'm going to go ahead and pull. I'm using the melanated tarot deck just so that you can see that. That's what it looks like on the outside, and you'll see the cards in just a moment when I pull. But I'm going to do the 3-card spread for the day, and then if you have a specific question, I believe Sharda did. She started. I know that Megan posted as well, and so we're going to go ahead and get into that. And if I end up cutting it short, it's only due to technical difficulties, and I will be back on tomorrow because I am doing this Monday through Friday. I'm really excited to be able to do this and set up shop. But I will tell you, right, Megan, you're correct. So I'm able to get this aspect of my tarot support into the community, and I've been doing it for a long time, for many years, and so it's about time for me to go ahead and come out of my hiatus and do this again for everyone. So this is really cool. Thank you so very much for joining me. Oh, you were so welcome. You were so welcome. Sharda says, my question was, my husband had an interview today. We're waiting for the results so you can guide via the cards. Absolutely. So I'm doing a general pull first, then I'll get to Sharda, and then I know Megan. Go ahead and post your question as well, Megan. Thank you so very much. Okay, the first 3 cards that I'm pulling is the Sun reversed, the 3 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to show you that. The Sun reversed, there's that card. The second card is the 3 of Wands reversed. And the third card is the Knight of Wands. Isn't that interesting that we've got 2 wands sitting right there? So let's go ahead and talk about that. So the first one is the Sun reversed. That is today's card. This is just a general pull. Today's card, this is about so let's just talk about the Sun. The Sun really has to do with freedom of expression and also with ease of movement. So we can see even that's happening right now. There was no ease of movement that was happening even with this broadcast, right? So it is really about going, pulling back a little bit so that you can work out some aspect of your personality or of a particular circumstance or situation. Now, it's a major arcana. That means it's happening in the larger part or the larger scheme of life. So in today's experience, this is where instead of being really bodacious and really extremely carefree, this is where you're supposed to come back and look at what it is that you're creating. Look at what it is that you're feeling, and even the confidence level that you may have. It's not that you are not to be confident, it's how you are being confident. And so that's what that Sun is. Now the card itself is a 19, which in it, when we look at numerology, it's a 10. And then we break that down, it's a 1. So that really, which is the Sun, which is interesting if you notice. The Sun is really about being self-absorbed. This is not about self-absorption. Today is about how is it benefiting other people around you, not just about you. Not and let me say this. In it not being about you, it's also taking back your power that you've given to everyone, that it seems to compromise your movement. So pull back in and see how what you are and how you're moving benefits you, but like on a grander scale. So then that means it's bigger than you. It's bigger than a personal goal, right? So your goal is affecting other people. So today's activity, being that it's reversed, is really encouraging you to get back into um, a, like pulling back your energy, taking it that back in. Look at your confidence level, because you might feel a little like a lack of confidence in a particular area, and then restructure that so that you can come out with flying colors. Now it's interesting that the second card, so I'm going to say that kind of is how our morning may have started, which I find to be interesting because that is exactly what I'm looking at when I see this broadcast. When this morning I was like, okay, I'm really confident. I'm going to go ahead and broadcast this out. And usually I test my stuff, and I didn't. So there was that overconfidence, right? So you might have found that you were overconfident in something, but now you're having to step back to redo something. It's okay, because there is a larger picture involved. The second card of the day is Three of Cups. Three of Wands. Now, Wands, I'm going to show you what it looks like normal. So, hey, Sophia, thank you, sweetheart. The Three of Wands normally is like this, and it indicates that you're working on something, but you're also hiding something. You don't want something to be seen. Again, this card, because it is a wands, it's a creative activity. And it's a minor aspect. This is about working on your craft. And doing so, you may not feel as confident about it, but it's okay, because it gives you time to work out some aspects of feeling like you may not be able to accomplish your goal. Now, if you notice, he has the green on his tunic. He has the red, a lot of red, and then there's the sash that's going across it now. And if you notice, his arm is sticking out, it's blue. Now, all of these colors make a difference, and I teach this in one of my courses. So I'm just going to hold it up just like this so you can see. Now, mind you, the card came up reversed. The green is usually connected to the heart chakra, but if you notice that he has it across his back, and in this card, his head, he's facing so that his back is turned. So you may feel a lack of confidence because you can't necessarily trust the people that are behind you. It may not be that they're untrustworthy, it's that you feel guarded. And so you're guarding your heart from the past. And here this card came reversed. So this is about shedding the things that you felt guarded about. Like if it's relationships, you feel guarded, then you need to shed that. And also allow yourself to be in your truth about it. Allow spirit to direct you. If you notice that his arm is sticking out, holding one of those creative wands, but he's wearing blue there. If you notice, there's blue. And so here he might be wearing his emotions on his sleeves, but in this case it's reversed. He's holding back, which means he's not giving all that he can, even from spirit. Like, he's not allowing spirit to fully allow creation to flow through him, which is so important. Right? And the tunic is red. Now, red is really interesting because it is a grounding color. But when we look at this, red could indicate anger. It could be resentment. And so this person could really still be stuck in a resentful place about what it is that they need to get done for today. And so let me just assure you, which is really cool, is the Knight of Wands, which I love it. We have wands again. So the knight has the personality of an invincible teenager. As in, I'm going to charge forth. I'm going to go forward with what I'm creating. So that is the positive aspect of how the day is moving. So as long as you pull in and redirect your energy, let go or shed resentment so that it's not blocking the heart, and also so that it is not causing stagnation in what you're creating, then you can move forward. You can charge forward. Now, if you notice he's wearing yellow, I love this. It's courage. Sometimes yellow can be cowardice, but in this case, there could be a little bit of fear with his courage because the horse is moving forward and he's not stopping, and he has his wand. So don't stop what you have decided to work on. Don't stop in your creative activity. Don't give up. It's not time to give up. It really is about you going in and seeing that there is a greater purpose for what you're working on. There you go. There you go. There's a greater purpose for what you're working on so that you can shine. So that is the cards of the day. Okay. Now, Sharada said, Sharada's question was about her husband, the interview. We're waiting for the results. So can you guide that way? Yes, absolutely. So let's go ahead and pull those cards. And I'm really, look, it's for the greater good. I'm sitting here thinking in my creative ability, don't give up on this broadcast or this platform because it's delayed a little bit because, you know, my perfectionist self says, oh, just damn it to hell. Scrap this and I'm going to go to the drawing board and figure out which platform to use. But I made a commitment and a promise to be on today. So I am here and I feel really good about that. Oh, Shirada says yellow is her favorite color and I'm always attracted towards yellow. My wardrobe has maximum yellow than black. Wow, that is so cool. And Sophia, I see your question. And Timmy, I do see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, awesome, awesome. Okay, so, hey, Delicia, great to see you. Thank you. Okay, so the broadcast shall get better and better as we go along. Okay, so I will say that. And thank you so very much for those that are on here and watching. I appreciate that. Okay, so the question for Sharada, or Sharda, I want to say Sharada. Sharda. My question is about the interview that her husband has today. Waiting for the results, so can you guide via the card? So let's just see how the energy is running, okay? And I'm going to pull the first card. And the first card that I'm pulling is the Star reverse. I do read reversals, okay? So the Star is connected to confidence between divine source and the person, knowing that they feel confident in the message that they're being given and that everything's going to work out, right? Okay, so the card comes out reversed. In this case, in regards to your husband's interview, it's more or less about how he's feeling about the interview. Which is really interesting. So this wouldn't be divine source. This would be the God, or the source in here would be the employment. And so it's really about how does he feel he measures up to what he is what he's embarking on. Does he feel confident about that? So the next card that we're going to pull, it's the Three of Swords reversed. That's a great card. When it's reversed, that is perfect. So the Three of Swords reversed. The swords has to do with the intellect and idea, ingenuity, and also when we think about, let's say, with a job, we can think about documents and contracts. So now this card says that being that it's Three of Swords, that there are other people involved in the decision in regards to this interview that your husband is partaking in. Okay, so and then I'm going to pull one more, and this is the Four of Wands, and it's reversed. So not all cards are reversed, but these are coming out reversed. Okay, so the Four of Wands reversed. Wands are creation, and in this case, we look at the four as a foundation. And so, what I'm going to say is, in this regard, although it may look like this is a good opportunity for your husband to take advantage, even if they offer it to him, there might be something better out there for him to use as a I would say as a foundation or as an anchor for your household. Now he may get the interview today. Yeah, he may get the interview today. However, other people are involved. So I'm gonna say, so there's a little bit of stammering when it comes to how he feels about that interview that he did, and other people are involved in the decision to bring him into this organization or into that business. And even if he gets the interview, he may discern that it may not offer everything that you need for your household. So it might be only a partial fit, not the best fit. So that's what I will say for Charlotte in that regard. So, okay. And Charlotte says, and while you're doing that, so you have a lovely smile and I like your neck piece. Thank you. So let me tell you about this neck piece. Actually, this is a traditional necklace of the High Priestess for the Maasai tribe, and I was gifted this piece as a High Priestess. So yeah, it actually has matching earrings for this, and so I really enjoy this particular piece. And thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Wow. And then Megan says, I hope for an update on her specific person. Okay, yes, I do. Okay, so let me go ahead and just, I'm going to pull two cards because it's between you and the person, so I'm going to pull two cards for Megan, okay? And then Charlotte says he feels confident. Oh, thank you, Nizrama. Thank you. Okay, he feels confident about it, Charlotte. I really pray and hope he gets the job. Thank you so much. Oh, so Charlotte, it's not he that's not feeling confident about it. Oh, it's you. That's why that card came up. You see how cards never lie. And you're the one that's making the request. So, yeah, so Charlotte, it's you. I really pray and hope that he gets the job. Okay, so this is not about his confidence. It's about yours, about whether it will happen. There's more than one person that has to make a decision about that position. And as the two of you are looking at it, or as he may be looking at it, there might be something else that needs to be needed to support what you want it to do for your family. So there could be a better fit. And that's what that card is saying. So, however, thank you. Thank you for saying that, because that allowed me to be able to see the clarity of why that card came up with the reverse star. So, okay. So, Megan, I have two cards that I'm pulling for you. The first card I'm pulling is, Ten of Cups. Nine of Cups, excuse me. Nine of Cups. And the second card I'm pulling is the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay. Okay. So, Cups has to do with emotions. There you go. I'm going to just hold it up right there. Cups has to do with your emotions, and it's 9. So this is about completion, coming to a completion or a cycle. what I'm going to tell you with this one right here, you're a 9. Oh, thank you, Fadun. Um, your experience between this card right here and this card, emotional connecting. The swords, it can be about the intellect and your intuition. It's reversed, and so it's recycling through aspect of information that you've already received, that you're choosing to have to go through over and over again, and it's not necessary. So thank you everyone for popping back in. So here again, this is blocked, right? The emotions are blocked. It's a 9, and that's where you're recycling. And in this process, you're not able to move on. You're not able to start over for yourself because you're recycling through the thoughts and the tongue. So, and whatever those words are, it's like you're recycling through those thoughts and those words so that you're not able to move forward, even for yourself. So what I'm going to say, that these 2 cards right here are definitely saying that you're in a cycle, and you gotta literally jump the loop. Okay, so they're coming reverse like this. You gotta jump that loop. So absolutely. So yeah, thank you. And then Fadun, thank you. Your question has to do with your blended family having more issues than normal these days. You're wondering if there are things you're missing, or if you're just not meant to be as connected as you want to be. Accept or keep pushing. Hey, Gwendolyn, thank you. Right, she says she loves persistence. Yeah, I don't give up, right? But my cards said not to give up. The cards for the day, right? So, yeah, that was so amazing. So, Fadun, I'm going to answer your question, but I do want to address that. So, for those that are just popping in, I did the day's card. The day's card was the Sun reversed, 3 of Wands reversed, and then the Knight of Wands going forward. So that Sun reverse was literally saying that I needed to come back in and then figure out some of the technicality of what's going on. But it's not just me, it's everyone, right? Like there's something going on today for everyone that's about literally coming back in. But it also, because of having to do that, you might feel like your confidence is being challenged, right? So then you have the 3 of Wands, which is really about your creative works and holding something for yourself. However, in this case, it was reversed. So this is feeling like what you might be creating is got challenges. Duh, right? But the last card is to keep moving forward because it's bigger than you. It's bigger than your so-called ego. So you've got to keep pressing forward. So anyways, thank you so very much. Now, Fadun, let's go ahead and do your cards. Thank you everyone for sharing and coming back. And I'm going to take this an extra 15, probably another 15 minutes because usually we're on here an hour, but because of the technical difficulties, which was not anyone's fault, there's some reason it's happening, but that's not your fault. So this is about Fadun's blended family. So let's just look at what the energy is. And I know you can feel it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you see it with clear vision. Because a lot of stuff is happening that's really foggy right now. Okay. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to pull what it was, what it is currently, and how it's moving forward, and then what's best for you to do. Okay. So the first card I'm pulling is the 6 of Wands reverse. So that 6 of Wands reverse, that's really interesting because that's masculine, feminine, both sides. And Wands is about creation, so we're talking about family. So see how the cards, they don't lie. Woo! 10 of Wands. There's a lot of Wands today, right? So 10 of Wands. So we're talking about burdens. And that's where we're at currently, feeling like there's a lot of burden and can't break through. And the last card is Judgment reversed. Actually, I like that card. That's actually a great card. Okay, so let's go through. This is for Fadun. So Fadun, this 6 of Wands right here, this card is more or less like a celebration, and everybody is choosing to work together. This card is about working together and then arriving to a particular agreed upon celebration or agreed upon experience. But that everybody participated. So if you notice, everybody has their wands up and they are in agreement with this particular person that's riding through, right? Okay, and then someone has a wreath up there, which I find the wreath to be really interesting, especially at this time of the year. We think about reconnection, growth, support. However, the card is reversed. And if you notice on this card, there's there's differing people. So we have a European Caucasian person on here, we have an African, and we have a Native American. Okay, why that's important is because wasn't it you said you have a blended family? That's why I said cards never lie. They do come up. So here you have this card that's reversed. It says that blended family has been part of a struggle. Okay. Now, in the current situation, which I find interesting, you're welcome. What I find interesting is that you have this 10 of Wands. Now, if you notice that he's carrying them, but some cards show he's carrying the wands. Other cards show that he's blocked. And so it's a burden that he can't see, but he must carry, that he's responsible. And this card actually in the very background shows a little cute house. So there's a responsibility that is necessary for you to keep moving forward. But it is definitely a burden. But it's not a burden just for you. It's a burden for everyone. Like you can't get to the house and those in the house can't get to you. That means that everybody involved is not getting the best that they can from each person in the family. Right? So there's this, there's an aspect of not being able to see, because if you notice his vision is impaired. So because the burdens are so heavy and people are not carrying their own load in the responsibility of making peace for the household, then now it seems to be falling on one person. Whereas those outside aren't necessarily helping. Now, here's the last card. Now, for those that take my class, you'll learn I do not tell people their future. We can deal with mediumship. That's different. Medium and spirit, spiritism, when I actually ask an ancestor to come in. Then there's a reason for that. And that's because if I say what it is, then that's what your consciousness will think that it is, even if it isn't. And just like everything in the earth, it's energy, it's always moving, it can change. So what I show you is what's happening in the household, where you're at right now. And if you continue in this way, this is how it's going to come. This is the result. Okay, so if it continues with you having a a lot of burden or feeling a lot of burden. And this burden could be between you and your mate because technically you're one, right? So if there's a lot of burden, then a decision has to be made. However, what I'm going to tell you is that the decision is going to literally cause you to feel like you're not able to speak your truth. And judgment is really interesting. It's not judgment about everybody else. It's about literally your own thoughts coming out and being suffocated by those thoughts. Okay, so in this case, that burden may cause an unveiling of thoughts, but not in a way that benefits everyone. So sometimes how everyone is participating or not participating, if you notice that the coffins are upside down, how they're not participating is causing more of a stifling of the household, of the peace in this household. It's better to know what everybody's thinking, right? It's better to understand what it is so that as you herald forth, you can speak your truth and you can move on, right? It's a 20. You can move on with the partnership of whatever it is, but it's reversed. So this is about the communication right now between you and your mate, the realness of what it is, and it doesn't involve everybody else. It's not going to involve everybody else. It's got to be between you and him, and it's got to be very candid conversation. And this is not lofty conversation as in what is it before God. This is not that, because if you notice, he's not in the clouds. This has got to be very practical communication. And at some point you may feel stifled. You may feel like you're not able to speak your truth. And so this is really about you taking time to understand the truth of the matter. It's not about going forward or giving up. It's like, who are you in this? And then what is the truth for you? Not for this person, not for these children, not for him. What is it for you? And are you able to live with that? And so you've got to be able to find your own courage in there to be able to speak your truth. And this is what this card is about. Okay, so that is what it is for you. And so Megan, you were so welcome. Thank you so much. The Fadoon says, yes, it has. Thank you. I'm reading it as I go around. Did anyone else sound go out? I don't know if it went out. So sorry, Emmy, because it's acting funny. Okay, very good. Thank you, Fadoon. I'm glad it's spot on. You were so correct. I have one more. I have a little bit more time for another reading. Shoot, we were going to get through this hour. I was going to give my hour because I said so. So anyway, I'm one of them kind of witches. I'm like, I'm sorry. Shoot, I'll come with a sword in a second. So I ain't the read and all of that, everything nice or whatever. I'll be like, this is bullshit. We're going to keep doing this one, right? So anyways, if anyone has another question they'd like to ask, feel free to go ahead and post below. I want to say thank you to everyone. Gwendolyn, thank you, right? I'm just like, let me see if I got my anime right here, So I'm about to slice this Facebook thing right quick. So, oh, goodness. Okay, so if someone has another question, we did the general read for today. I was able to do several readings for everyone. I'll be on Monday through Friday, so please invite your friends. And I will also set up my YouTube. I think that's what I'm going to do and feed this in so that I don't have any discrepancies, because that was just kind of like a lot of bullshit right there. So, and today's general reading was phenomenal. So I'm going to take a post of that. And I'll also share different aspects of, or different connections. We have our witches community, the witches tradition community. Definitely love for you to be there. I'll be posting my updated website so you can connect with me there, and then also the YouTube channel. Okay, so Jade says, I'm dating a guy and would like to know how things are looking for us. Okay, and then Gwendolyn said she'd like a card, and I will go ahead and end with Gwendolyn's request. Thank you so very much. However, what I'm going to say is stay on the line, because what I have learned is that when there's energy in the room, you may not have the question that you want, but all of a sudden the card becomes the answer. And that is powerful. That is very powerful. So this is for Jasmine. Jasmine, we're going to pull... I'm going to do, because it's a pair, I'll do 2 cards, okay? So the first one I'm pulling is on the top of the deck. And then the second card I'm pulling from the bottom. First card is... Oh, God damn. Look at the Lovers. Is that the... Did I tell you these cards never lie? Didn't I tell you? You know it. I'm always floored when it comes to that. And, however, the Lovers is not always about the lovers, but I love the fact that it showed that this is what we're talking about, right? So the second card we're pulling is the World reversed. Okay. So, in short conversation, it's about a partnership. The latter part of the conversation is that partnership is needing to develop and discern where they fit in each other's world. Is that funny? Right? Okay. So I'm going to say that you and this person are on different spiritual paths. That person may be intrigued by your spiritual path, right? And what you like to do, but may not have the whole totality of what it is that you are. Now, that could be your craftiness. It could be your world of tarot. It could just be the fact that you know, whether you're Christian or he's Christian, or coming from these different places. However, what I will say is that there is a difference in the two of you when it comes to what you feel and how you are as your spiritual person, and what his outlook is. So these cards don't lie. And I'm going to say that you're truly the one that is the gift in the relationship. You are the gift. I always say that for every woman. But I'm going to say that you're the one possessing even the deeper communication. If you notice that the snake is next to you, however, that also is the Kundalini energy. Right? So that is the internal fire that you have. You are the inspiration. It's you. It is you. Okay? However, there is something, if you notice the cloud is in between, there is something that is questionably unseen, and because you are really staying in your enlightened space, you may not allow yourself to see the logic. Sometimes we call those the red flags. Notice the cloud has the red flag in there, and I just find it interesting because this particular card set is designed different even in many of the colors that it's providing. So what I'm going to tell you is that you pay attention to the red flags, because it may also create an aspect of how the two of you are merging into each other's worlds, or if it's easy. Right. It might be a challenge to be in each other's world. It might really be a challenge. This integration, and that's what I'm going to say, which I find interesting because, let me see. Fadun, she is a blended family. And I've noticed on here that you were asking the question and you would be a blended family. So energy doesn't lie, and things happen as they're supposed to in the groups of people we're in, right? So what I'm going to say is that it may feel good at the very beginning, but you really need to pay attention to the flags and be okay. Be okay with that flag, because it could disrupt your world, right? It doesn't mean you won't have fun, and it doesn't mean he's not for this moment now. But you also need to pay attention to those flags. And this is also about you choosing to be aligned with your spiritual development, and to be okay to set a standard based on that spiritual development. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So that's what this is about. Okay. I'm going to pull one more card for you. And this card would indicate how you should maneuver forward. Oh, 6 of Wands reversed. So what I'm going to say is that, well, we know the 6 is both man and woman, masculine, feminine, because we're dealing with equality of both sides. The 6 is reversed. So this is about being slow to create this aspect of blending the family. This is about you watching. You need to watch. You need to watch. Okay? That's all right now. So have fun, but you got to watch. That's what I'm going to say. So, okay. And then Gwendolyn, I'm going to pull your card. Thank you, Jay. And then everyone, make sure that you, oh, absolutely, that's right. We have the Witches Tradition Community, and love to have you in there. We have a lot of different activities that we do in there right now. Everyone, the first thing you come into that group, you learn how to create your grimoire. That's really, really powerful. And then we start on some other activities. We're reading The Dark Goddess as well as a part of our book club. So absolutely, Jay. Okay, and this is for Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, card I'm pulling. She said she would like a card pulled. And this is a general card, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this is great, Gwendolyn. So what I'm going to say, this card is a reflection of where you are and that you can make the choices that you need to make. And you have the freedom to make the choice now. Whereas before it seemed like it may have seemed stifling that you didn't have the freedom to move forward or even to not go forward. But right now you have that choice. What I will say is that the choice to review the choice, because each choice that you make will have a very serious consequence. Not a bad consequence, but a serious consequence. And why do we know this? This is the major arcana. So it's a major aspect. So whatever decision you are moving forward in, it's definitely going to affect you for the next, I would say, 10 months. So because we've got the number 10. So your decisions now, how you move forward, is going to affect you moving forward. As again, it's a major arcana. You have the freedom to do it now. It's a good window of time for you. So that is for Gwendolyn. So very, very good. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Gwendolyn says, yes, I'm starting a new business and want to make the right decisions. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and for the next 10 months, it's definitely going to be an advantage for you. However, the decision you make means that there's pros and cons to each side. It's a major decision. You did say it's your business, and it comes with a consequence. So Be very, you're welcome, be very discerning in your decisions. Review all angles. If you notice, there's different angles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All angles, all aspects of the decision. So that means you're going to be reviewing the EFA, the earth, fire, air, and water. Like, how is it affecting your physical being? That's the earth. How is it affecting the fire aspect, which is the protection? Is it protecting you? How is it affecting the air? What is the communication of it? And the ancestral connection to it, and because that comes from the east. And then the water. What is the communication with you? Like, how are you emotionally attached or detached from the situation? So you're going to definitely pay attention to all aspects, the EVA, earth, fire, air, water, of the decision that you're making for your business. Okay. Well, thank you so very much. I did it! I did. I was going to get through today's broadcast. If it took one way or the other, and look at, we went to 9:21. I'm so glad. Thank you so very much for joining. I'll be back on tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll put a notice on the official page, The Witch's Tradition. Thank you so very much, and come join our group. Blessed be. Mwah. Stargreet to each one of you.